Verstappen hits back at Red Bull with a shocking future demand. Red Bull abandons its upgrades, and Tsunoda is under pressure with Red Bull's new timeline. Let's get into the latest F1 news. Max Verstappen's journey in Formula One has been nothing short of spectacular. After breaking Lewis Hamilton's dominance in the sport, he's established himself as a formidable competitor. But could 2025 be the year he hangs up his racing gloves for good? Recently, a striking prediction has surfaced from Callum Nicholas, Verstappen's former mechanic and now a Red Bull ambassador. Nicholas boldly claims that Verstappen will clinch his 5th consecutive World Championship title in 2025 and then retire. This assertion is stirring up excitement as fans and analysts alike speculate on the future of one of F1's most talented drivers. Verstappen, who is no stranger to victory, has already made waves by winning 4 straight championships. Yet, the journey to a 5th title isn't without its challenges. Currently, he finds himself trailing McLaren's Oscar Piastri by 49 points. Despite being in a tough spot, Nicholas is confident and believes that Verstappen will bounce back, reclaiming his title with style before stepping away from the sport. Nicholas, with extensive experience right from Verstappen's early days, shared these insights during a casual chat over golf on Lucas Stewart's YouTube channel. When prompted to predict how many world championships Verstappen would ultimately secure, he boldly stated 5, indicating his belief that the 2025 season will be Verstappen's last. But what more does Nicholas know? When asked if he had inside information about Verstappen's future plans, he humorously replied, "No, I definitely don't know anything." However, his confidence in Verstappen's ability to win another championship is unwavering. He pointed out that dismissing Verstappen as a serious contender would be sheer lunacy. As we look ahead, many fans are eager to test their knowledge about Verstappen. Trivia quizzes and rankings of his top 10 F1 Grand Prix victories are popping up all over, showcasing just how much enthusiasm surrounds the champion. Despite the confidence in Verstappen's prowess, the path to reclaiming the Constructors' Championship seems steep for Red Bull. They currently sit 218 points behind McLaren, a gap that hints at the challenges ahead, especially with drivers in the second seat struggling to perform as expected. With the stakes this high, everyone will be watching to see if Verstappen can indeed secure that 5th title and how he will choose to write the final chapter of his F1 career. Will 2025 mark the end of an era, or will it forge a new path in the already storied legacy of Max Verstappen? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, his departure would leave a significant void in the world of Formula One. As fans eagerly await this unfolding drama, it's clear that Verstappen's journey isn't just about the races, but also about the legacy he will leave behind. Stay tuned for updates as we follow his quest for championship glory. As the conversation continues, former F1 driver Nicholas reflects on the immense skills of Max Verstappen. He emphasizes that Verstappen isn't just technically exceptional, but has evolved into a driver who masters every aspect of racing. Nicholas points out that the cars driven by Verstappen and his teammates are essentially identical. Despite this, the pressures faced by those in the second seat can drastically differ from those in the dominant position. He explains that when Verstappen joined the team in 2016, the environment was less stressful since Red Bull wasn't leading the championship race. Fast forward to today, and the dynamic has flipped. Now, a teammate must operate under tremendous pressure, comparing themselves to Verstappen's historic successes. Nicholas states, "I don't think it's like the seat is cursed. Instead, the situation is more about mental resilience. The stakes are higher, and the headspace required to compete against a champion like Verstappen is entirely different." The dynamics within McLaren could see a thrilling contest for the title as both drivers push to prove themselves as the best. Lastly, Lewis Hamilton's podium struggles have sparked debate. Despite his legendary status, he has yet to reach the podium in his 9 races with Ferrari. The timing of his situation remains in question, and many fans are left wondering if Hamilton can turn his fortunes around. These unfolding narratives in Formula One remind us why we love the sport. As races continue, each scenario brings the thrill of uncertainty. Whether Hamilton will reclaim his status or the new contenders will rise, the journey is far from over. Stay tuned as we track these exciting developments. Lewis Hamilton has faced some tough times in his new role at Ferrari during the F1 2025 season, especially in his battles against Charles Leclerc. Sky F1 pundit and former champion Nico Rosberg believes the situation presents a unique opportunity for Leclerc, suggesting he has a crucial three-race window to capitalize on Hamilton's current challenges. Rosberg feels that Hamilton is in a new phase of his career with Ferrari, following a series of disappointing performances that have led to lower expectations for the seven-time world champion. After enduring difficulties through a demanding triple header of races in Emilia-Romagna, Monaco, and Spain, Hamilton's struggles have become more evident. During this recent run, Hamilton managed to secure his best finish, a fourth place at Imola, after a rocky start that saw him exit in Q2. However, his performance significantly dropped in the following races. In Monaco, he finished nearly a minute behind race leader Lando Norris, and later faced further difficulties at the Spanish Grand Prix, where Ferrari's strategy required him to give up his position to Leclerc early on. With Leclerc now recording impressive finishes, including a podium at the Spanish Grand Prix, fans and analysts alike are watching closely. It's believed that Leclerc must seize the moment during Hamilton's apparent decline. Rosberg, who previously raced alongside Hamilton, knows the pressure Hamilton faces and reminds viewers of his potential for a quick resurgence. The former champion emphasized that one of Hamilton's vulnerabilities emerges when he experiences a dip in confidence. That's the exact moment when Leclerc should pounce, as such struggles may not last long. Given Hamilton's track record, Rosberg warns that he could very well bounce back and reclaim his form. In the fast-paced world of Formula One, every race holds the potential to shift the hierarchy, and the next few weekends may be pivotal for both drivers. With Hamilton's current position giving Leclerc a chance to assert himself, the stakes are higher than ever. Will Leclerc take this opportunity to cement his place as Ferrari's lead driver, or will Hamilton rebound stronger than ever? Only time will tell as the season progresses. As we dive deeper into the world of Formula One, we turn our focus to some intriguing developments surrounding Lewis Hamilton and the Ferrari team. Following a challenging start to this season, former champion Nico Rosberg noted that Hamilton seems to be adopting a more pragmatic outlook. It's a significant shift, considering the usually high expectations surrounding his career. Rosberg highlighted that Hamilton has not only acknowledged the difficulties he's facing, but appears to embrace a more grounded approach. "What I saw from Lewis was a little bit more of an acceptance," Rosberg said. This acceptance comes with a drop in expectation, allowing Hamilton to reset and possibly rebuild from a more manageable standpoint. Meanwhile, the competition is heating up. Max Verstappen's spot in the spotlight seems unshakable, yet some speculate about future moves, including the possibility of retirement. The speculation may heighten excitement surrounding each race, but for now, Verstappen remains a formidable force on track. In other news, Carlos Sainz's transition to Williams hasn't been smooth sailing. He's found himself grappling with the pressures of making a mark in a new environment after a muted start. His journey is a testament to the relentless challenges drivers face, especially when moving to different teams. On the topic of rivalries and potential showdowns, Rosberg raised a compelling point regarding Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri at McLaren. McLaren is in a fantastic position to fight for the Drivers' Championship this year, but it's also theirs to lose, he remarked. No, in a sport where every ounce of pressure counts, the mindset going into each race can make or break a career. Verstappen, currently contracted with Red Bull until 2028, is at a point where performance is not just desired, it's expected. Now, shifting gears to the latest news in Formula One, Sunday's fast-paced updates keep fans on the edge of their seats. There's speculation about Verstappen's future, with discussions around potential retirement swirling, particularly tied to a significant Canadian Grand Prix update. Additionally, Flavio Briatore made headlines with his opinion on Verstappen, suggesting that signing him is the simplest path to winning a title. This comment stirred quite a reaction in the F1 community, showcasing the esteem in which Verstappen is held. Meanwhile, developments around Lewis Hamilton suggest retirement is off the table as fresh negotiations with Ferrari are rumored. As the race schedules roll out and fans gear up for the upcoming races, the intensity of competition is palpable. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the challenges, triumphs, and strategies of the season. The world of F1 is continually evolving, and every moment counts. In the world of Formula One, updates and regulations can dramatically shift the dynamics of a season. However, Red Bull Racing is currently facing a significant setback. Helmut Marko, a key figure in the team, expressed his disappointment regarding the recent technical directive aimed at revolutionizing the competitive landscape, but resulted in little to no change. The introduction of TD0118, focusing on flexible wings, was anticipated to give teams like Red Bull and Ferrari an edge. The directive was meant to enforce stricter testing protocols that could potentially redefine the pecking order in the F1 2025 season. However, as we moved into the Spanish Grand Prix, it became clear that the expected advantages were simply not materializing. Marko noted that the impact of this technical directive has been negligible, leaving Red Bull still trailing behind McLaren, the dominant force this season. Despite prior assumptions that these changes would favor Red Bull's Max Verstappen, the reality shows otherwise. Marko had been optimistic, suggesting that Verstappen's exceptional handling skills could turn the tides in their favor. Instead, it has highlighted a 3 to 4 tenths of a second gap in performance that Red Bull needs to overcome. As the season progresses, McLaren has solidified its status at the top, leading every session and securing a remarkable front-row lockout in qualifying. Their strong performance allowed them to extend their lead in the Constructors' Championship significantly, leaving Red Bull wondering when they might catch up. With Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris pulling away in the drivers' standings, Red Bull's hopes of reclaiming glory seem increasingly distant. Marko has candidly acknowledged that the current standings are far from their expectations, emphasizing the disappointment around the lack of improvement after the tightened wing tests. As the season heads into its next phase, the question remains, can Red Bull find a way to bridge this gap, or will they continue to play catch-up against McLaren for the remainder of the championship? The F1 2025 season is shaping up to be a fascinating chapter in motorsport history, with winners and losers making their presence felt in every race. As we dive deeper into the thrilling world of Formula One in 2025, we can't overlook the captivating dynamic between McLaren teammates Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. Both drivers have been exchanging podium finishes, with their fierce competition leading to some dramatic point shifts. In Spain, Piastri solidified his position by clinching his 5th win of the season, pulling ahead of Norris in a display of sheer talent. Marko underscored this tension by noting how fortunate they are that both drivers take turns leading, hinting at the potential for an exciting title race as there are still plenty of races left this season. However, there's a significant hurdle for McLaren as they find themselves trailing the championship leader by 49 points. To reclaim the lead, they must elevate their performance across all tracks. Marko stresses that winning the championship demands a car that consistently performs, not just on a select few circuits. The challenges are clear. Perfecting the driving strategy is crucial. Red Bull's chances hinge not only on their gifted driver, but also on optimal pit stops, tire management, and the car's performance. Every detail must align perfectly to compete against the resurgent McLaren team. It's evident that Red Bull is on a journey of improvement, working diligently to find more consistency. Marko hints at ongoing adaptations that will enhance their performance without major overhauls. Previous upgrades have certainly helped, but now it's all about focusing on the finer details. Recently, Red Bull faced a setback at the Spanish Grand Prix, falling to 4th in the Constructors' Championship, with Ferrari jumping to the 2nd spot. The gap from championship-leading McLaren stands at a staggering 144 points. As fans, we anticipate how this captivating season will unfold. Will Red Bull and their talented drivers close the gap, or will McLaren continue to dominate? The stage is set for a thrilling championship race, with every team poised to bring their best to the track. Stay tuned as we watch this fierce competition blossom throughout the season. Yuki Tsunoda finds himself in a challenging position as speculation about his future with Red Bull Racing grows. Helmut Marko, the team's advisor, has hinted that the Japanese driver could remain through the 2025 season, but many are questioning whether he can turn his performance around in the highly competitive environment of Formula One. Since stepping into the Red Bull Racing seat before the Japanese Grand Prix, Tsunoda has struggled to make a substantial impact. His recent performance at the Spanish Grand Prix was particularly dismal, cementing his status as the slowest driver in qualifying. A tough blow considering he believed he had put in a solid lap. While he managed to advance a few positions during the race, finishing in 13th place, he's only accumulated 7 points over the last 7 races. In stark contrast, his teammate, Max Verstappen, has racked up an impressive 101 points in the same period. Tsunoda has openly expressed his frustrations, noting that, despite his efforts, he feels as if nothing is improving. He mentioned that the car seems to have significant tire degradation, something that is evidently hindering his performance. It's clear that Tsunoda is in a race against time to find effective solutions and prove his worth to the team. For Red Bull, Tsunoda's challenges are not just his alone. They impact the team's standings in the Constructors' Championship. Currently, Red Bull sits 4th, an impressive 218 points behind leaders McLaren. This decline has raised concerns, especially in light of the team's history of mid-season driver changes when performance wanes. Most notably, last year, Sergio Perez was dropped for not meeting expectations and failing to deliver crucial support for Verstappen. Marko himself labels Tsunoda's current pace as a serious concern. In recent statements, he acknowledged that the team has essentially written off its championship hopes and that Tsunoda's performance is a decisive factor. The urgency for Tsunoda to step up is evident, as his lack of speed directly impacts the team's overall success. As the F1 season progresses, all eyes will be on Tsunoda to see if he can overcome these hurdles or if Red Bull will have to make tough decisions regarding their second seat. In the unforgiving world of Formula One, where performance is everything, the pressure has mounted significantly. What lies ahead for Tsunoda remains uncertain, but the stakes have never been higher. As we shift our focus back to Yuki Tsunoda, it's clear that he's facing significant challenges on the grid. In recent free practice sessions, he has consistently found himself just a tenth of a second behind his competitors. However, when it comes to qualifying, the gaps begin to widen, which adds pressure and makes it even harder for him to keep up. This leads to crucial adaptability issues. Unlike Max Verstappen, who settles into the car instantly, Tsunoda needs more time to acclimatize. Every race presents a learning curve, and for Yuki, that adjustment period feels daunting. The car, unfortunately, doesn't feel as intuitive to him, and this only complicates matters as he strives to make the necessary improvements while staying competitive. Despite rumors swirling about possible replacements, including Racing Bull's rising star Hadjar, it's essential to note that these speculations might be a bit premature. Team advisor Helmut Marko has urged calm, insisting that Tsunoda will get the time he needs to develop. He needs more time, and he will get it, Marko stated confidently, reinforcing the idea that Tsunoda will remain behind the wheel until the season's end. Support has also come Tsunoda's way from his teammate Verstappen, who weighed in during the Spanish Grand Prix. His endorsement of Tsunoda indicated a shared belief that he is still very much capable of rising to the occasion. "He's not a pancake," Verstappen remarked, suggesting that Tsunoda has shown potential, especially when compared to Hadjar during their time racing together. Yet, the pressure is palpable, and it's not lost on Verstappen that this has been an ongoing narrative. He acknowledged that the struggles his teammates face have been a long-standing issue. When probed further about what this signifies, Verstappen left fans and commentators hanging without a definitive response, maintaining an air of mystery surrounding the implications of these ongoing challenges. Meanwhile, Red Bull continues to work diligently to ensure Tsunoda can find his stride, especially as they prepare for the Canadian Grand Prix. As the team strives for competitive parity, the clock is ticking and the future remains uncertain. With stakes so high, every lap counts for Yuki, as he hopes to silence the doubters and prove he belongs in the fast lane of Formula One.